On the other hand, we have to say that car service is quite a simple picture. And if you look to supporting functions in business administration processes, it's much more complex. Because in Germany, you would find a lot of recruitment going on this intermediate level qualifications level. Whereas in Finland, in Spain, and in UK, you often find the recruitment of higher education graduates. And what you can see there is probably the B hypothesis I was mentioning, that it is also possible to adapt the work processes to the qualifications of the people and not the other way around. And it's quite difficult in this sector to do this exercise of assessing the job demands or the skill demands on an occupational specific level, because you would need to find a common idea of what the ideal typical occupation could be. And often you find very different processes. There seem to be solutions that we've worked on, but we have to test that now. So the general idea is to go very broad and then to ask the companies, how many different functions do you have in order to fulfill this very broad occupational picture? It's quite tricky to get such a complex question into a small item in a questionnaire, and that's something that we are dealing with at the moment. So perspectives and challenges. I addressed some of the issues here already. How would you define or assess intermediate level work in a survey format? We do that, for example, by asking for different things that you can classify as intermediate level work. For example, we are asking for the wage development of young job entrants during the first 5 years. We are asking for the work tasks that they are given. We ask if there's any specific legal prerequisites that we should know of. For example, in Spain, you have specific labor laws for young people who are entering the labor market. They can be dismissed with more ease than older people. So that's quite important to understand employers' behavior. So that kind of things, we basically disaggregate intermediate level work into different items in the questionnaire. Another point that is important is what level would you target? Is it right to address the occupational level, or would you better know something about the systems level? And how would you capture change in terms of recruitment policies, which can be slower or faster? So finally, we end up with a perspective for the next 3 years, and we want to look at the whole issues that I've just presented at 3 levels of research. We have what is called a qualification panel in Germany that's just newly established. It's a panel survey format that's going to be implemented the first time next year, and we will ask there some general questions for Germany in terms of recruitment decisions, with a specific look probably, for example, to the effects that the Bologna process has for Germany. Will you find substitution of vocationally trained people as opposed to bachelor graduates? That kind of questions are interesting. And how far does that actually determine the way how companies have to organize the induction? And we are looking at the moment for partners in other countries. So we might find people here who can help to identify similar research instruments like our qualification panel. I've put down here, and I was just reassured by Ewart that this could be the right address. The Department for Business Innovation and Skills Workplace. No, it was the other one, right, that you mentioned. Yeah. So that's something where we could imagine to try to have a module which we are looking at, and probably other countries as well. In Spain, there is similar research going on. So we are looking for partners in that regard. But if not, then we are just doing that on the German level. That would be fine as well. We just have to see what is possible. We are going to organize a survey across 3 countries, most likely, based on our pre-test. Most likely it would take place in Spain and in the UK and in Germany on the 2 sectors I was mentioning. And we also want to carry out some case studies because we think that it's very important to control what we are doing on the other 2 levels by case studies. because you have a lot of cultural interferences and so on that you would like to control. Another idea would be to look at a multinational company. So that's some things that we are looking at. The most concrete thing definitely is the survey that is going to take place anyway, also on a cross-national basis. Thank you very much for your attention.